Frage ist, wo ist er jetzt hin? Da.
You again?
Oh, hier?
How did you become the local bully everyone is afraid of, Joe?
There's no pride in roughing up poor bastards. But this is the only job I've found. And it pays well, too.
A job? So you're racketeering for someone else?
I got enlisted by the Wet Boot Boys, a gang from the docks. I'm their muscle for their dirty work.
Das will er.
You survive at any cost, even at the expense of others. Perhaps that's just the law of nature.
I don't care what you think, sir. I do what I have to do for my own reasons, and that's that.
I'm not sure Mr. Lewis would agree with your by all means necessary philosophy, sir.
Oh, do you really think he's the poor victim here? Barrett can be as sneaky as anyone. Long ago, I even called the bastard my best friend.
Okay. Das war sehr wichtig.
Goodbye.
Oder? War da jetzt noch eine neue Sache? Nein.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, bye, 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 bye.
Don't let your guard down, sir. Fancy bite.
You never... Joe Peterson. He's the villain here, isn't he? But you seem to know each other.
I'd known Joe for years. I saw him box once or twice. He was a friend then. But these days, he's just another thug.
What can you tell me about Mr. Peterson? Besides his behavior toward you, obviously.
Colossus Joe was a decent boxer, good one even. But after his wife passed away, he found every excuse to stop training. Just wanted to pick fights with everyone.
Without making excuses for him, it's safe to say that despair can poison even the sanest mind.
We've all had some rough times, ain't we? But most of us don't use our fists to see us through.
And no one has ever stood up to this thug.
Nobody will be fool enough to stand against the Wet Boot Boy.
Boy.
Goodbye for now, Mr.
Okay. Gut, dann hätten wir das Viertel hier abgegrast.
Good quality. Come on, take a look. Don't be afraid.
Ich will auf jeden Fall nicht dahin. So, erstmal hier zu dieser Frau.
Cordial can be the answer to all your problems.
Oi,
As long as you have the money.
Good evening, miss.
Good evening, sir.
Die sieht sehr reich
Are
aus.
you interested in a miraculous cure for this unknown and deadly epidemic?
Actually, I am.
Then you have come to the right place. The famous Swanborough cordial is all you need to help keep you in perfect health.
Oh, really? Why didn't I hear about it during my studies? I'm Jonathan Reed, by the way. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Ah, my brother has spoken of your research, sir. I'm Loretta Swanborough, and it's always a pleasure to meet a fellow healer.
Oh yeah.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
I don't like to talk about competition.
Competition, you say?
Never met her, but it seems she provides some sort of medical care to the poor. The whole thing has to be some sort of scam, if you ask me.
Tell me, who intrigues you most in Whitechapel?
The region itself is something to see, but I would say Camellia the mute florist who gives away her flowers.
What do you think of the locals?
Most of them are afraid or desperate. They all come to me eventually for my remedy.
Is there anyone I should avoid?
Cadogan Bates, without a doubt. The bloody bastard remorselessly exploits poor migrants as soon as they get here.
Kein Hinweis. Interessant, persönliche Fragen. Oh, die ist aber
I'd
verschlossen.
like to see what kind of medicine you're selling.
Ja. Ich hole mir mal so ein Ding. Ah. Lila Repeater, Idam Stellata. Wasserstoffperoxid, Hilfsstoff. Nil Aliot. Ist ein Betrug, ja. Das. Da dachte ich mir schon, gesund. Er ist aber alles andere als gesund, oder?
Good evening.
Loretta, your miraculous formula wouldn't even cure a common cold, and you know it.
The Swanborough's cordial secret ingredient is hope, Doctor. And it's something people around here really need.
A placebo effect is real and has benefit. But in your case, you could be murdering your customers, who may die because they are not receiving the necessary medical attention.
Medical attention? In Whitechapel? Trust me, my cordial is the best option they have, since it is the only one.
You're just a greedy hypocrite.
Hypocrite! What about an eminent physician prowling these streets at night? I'm sure you have a personal agenda too, Doctor.
Ja, die habe ich.
Goodbye, Miss Swanborough.
Trotzdem ist sie eine Bitch. Ratten. Mist, wo waren denn die zwei? Zwei Boys hier. Hier unten? Ne, hier ging es einfach nicht weiter, okay. Dann einmal zurück und rechts rum.
Its effectiveness has been proven by many. Even the flu is no match.
Someday you'll understand. You've wasted your life away.
Okay.
What? Shooting a boy in the middle of the street. Not the best thing to do, wouldn't you say?
What? You saw what happened. Who are you?
I'm Dr. Reed, and I'd like to ask you a few questions, if you promise me to set your gun aside.
No. Look, I'm not a violent man. I'm Benjamin Palmer, doctor. And no one can help me. Not even you.
Sie sollten diesen Brief lesen.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? Have you heard anything?
It's funny, I've been searching for her too. I need some pills. But the woman is a phantom, if you ask me.
Really? And why is that?
Word is she ain't real. She's a cover for some doctor who runs an illegal dispensary for migrants.
What can you tell me about this place?
Nothing to say, really. This is where I used to live, and this is where I live now.
You don't have anywhere to go? No family that would welcome you?
Not since the death of my wife, Albert's mother. She was sick, you see. Long before the flu and all this shit.
You mean you used to have a better life?
Yeah, I had a wife, a home, and a job. I even used to have a name. Now I'm just Ben. Ben the Tramp.
Sehr schwach. Für Details 1:1. Migräne. Hab ich leider nicht.
Perhaps you could focus for a moment and tell me your troubles.
I'm sick, broke, and my son just stole my pills. Everything's coming up roses.
Whatever the boy did, I'm sure he didn't deserve a public execution.
I swear I didn't want to hit him. It's just that I'm sick in the head, you see, and the boy he just frayed me last nerve.
I have found a very interesting letter. Your son planned to prove his worth to the gang by stealing your medicine.
Oh, I see. So the little bugger thought he could use his dad to build a reputation.
The gang's recruiter was dead when I found him. Perhaps you should take better care of your son.
I love my Albert, sir. Believe me. It's just... well, I'm an arsehole, I suppose. Anyway, thanks for the letter. This is for your trouble.
Fuck.
A gun, alcohol, and a bad temper make a
Falsch rum.
terrible cocktail, sir. Goodbye for now.
The wet boots will be proud of me.
Da sitzt er doch.
Are you all right?
The bastard hit the wall next to me. I don't even know if he meant to miss.
If you've been hurt, I can help you. I'm a doctor.
Name's Albert. Remember it. Now bugger off.
Sehr krank. Erschöpfung, guck mal.
Do you need assistance?
Please. Feeling tired these days.
There you go. Let's hope nobody steals it from you.
Very funny.
What happened? Did you really steal that man's medication?
Hey! I didn't do anything. It ain't me.
Medication and drugs are a rare commodity in East London. So you picked an easy target, didn't you?
Sod off, mister. You ain't got no clue what's going on here. Bastard was a soldier in the war, so now he's got the right to shoot me.
It's true. I'm not familiar with this part of town. Perhaps you could help me.
I said sod off. Go find yourself another guide.
Der ist ja richtig cool drauf.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? If you know anything about her, I'd appreciate it.
Never heard of her. She's pretty, I'll keep an eye out.
Okay.
Goodbye, young.
Nochmal rüber. Auf die andere Seite der Wand. Herzblatt.
As long as you have the money.
Ja, ja.
Good evening, Benjamin. Can I help you?
I'm afraid not, Mr. Reed.
What is it, Benjamin? It was the war, wasn't it? Your nerves are shot, aren't they? I need some answers, Private. From one soldier to another.
The doctors called me a liar. A coward. Put me in a straitjacket, locked me up. Finally, they sent me back to the front lines with a handful of tablets.
It's a pity that doctors still practice such barbaric methods. It's a dishonor to our profession.
Now only the pills stop me thinking about this shit. To not hear the explosions. I'm even scared of the dark these days.
Neuer Hinweis. Man macht
A
nichts,
gun,
ne?
alcohol.
Okay, ja. Einmal noch kurz.
Goody.
Goodbye.
Das Ist bei ihm irgendwas
When
getriggert? Ich
science
glaube ja
fails
nicht.
you,
Hallo?
How are...
I'm not your...
Good.
Me? I'll not die in some piss-stinking alley reeking worse than a week-old lavvy.
Ja, auf dem Friedhof, da war ich noch nicht. Erholt sich Migräne und Erkältung. Ist auch noch viel auf. So, mir fehlt noch er hier. Der ist da im Haus. Sie habe ich noch gar nicht gesehen. Migräne. Ich kann ja mal kurz gucken. Ach, fuck, hier. Auf dem Friedhof. Da sind die aber stark, ne? Ich gehe jetzt hier zur Mission.
blue is no match for the Swanborough cordial.
Sofern es hier nicht noch was gibt. Sieht nämlich auch noch sehr, sehr verheißungsvoll aus hier. Aber da war ich schon. Da war ich schon. Gut. Klopf, klopf.
What? What do you want? Leave me alone.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I'm looking for Nurse Dorothy Crane.
There is no Dorothy Crane here. Now goodbye.
I'm afraid this medical leaflet says the opposite, sir.
Really? Well, I'm afraid I'm going to close this door right now. Go bother someone else, Mr. Doctor.
To enter that house, I must discover who this man really is. Maybe I could start by observing what he's up to.
Hä? Jetzt.
A strange man was at the door with a pass for our medical facility. I refused him entry.
Darius, how could you know he didn't need our help?
His clothes were too finely tailored to be for Whitechapel.
Perhaps just a friend of that stray poet who is always about.
Richard Nethercott? No, not of the same cloth, this man. I suspect some machination from that journalist.
Clayton Darby. Is he still asking questions?
Yes. I saw him drifting around St. Mary's Church. I swear he is tracking me just downwind.
I must talk to that journalist or the poet. They must know about Darius. Nearby the church they just mentioned.
Okay, wieder zurück zur Kirche. Läuft dagegen den Paul. Oh.
Don't, please. I don't have your money.
Come on, Barrett, you know the game. You pay for peace of mind.
The walls of your home will not protect you.
Guck mal,
For
ich hab
there is
direkt
no
noch ein,
protection against
Good
malevolence.
evening,
noch ein Ziel. Das
Doctor.
ist
Can I help you?
interessant.
I heard you're investigating an underground medical dispensary in Whitechapel. What do you know about it?
Not much, I'm afraid. They are wary of strangers, and I'm not really an acquaintance of theirs. Why do you care?
I'm afraid one of the nurses from the Pembroke Hospital may be involved with unsavory activities.
Ah, Could it be Dorothy Crane?
Without a doubt, you are a damn fine journalist, Mr. Darby. What do you know of her accomplice, a man named Darius?
I don't know much about the man. He's very cautious. Never goes out. Doesn't seem to have any friends or family.
He has no relatives at all?
No. Except for that strange man, a poet named Richard Nithercott, who sometimes comes by. Darius would never let him in.
Where can I find this Mr. Nithercott?
He spends most of his time lurking around Whitechapel, talking to himself or declaring verses. These days, you can usually find him behind the church.
Das ist mein Ziel.
He never goes out?
No. A few days ago, he unexpectedly did. I followed him, but it was just a ruse to keep me away from his house.
Really? How do you know?
He went to the nearest mailbox, but just before posting his letter, he ripped it up and threw it away.
Okay.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Farewell.
Ein Brief weggeschmissen. Kann ich hier finden? Kann ich finden. Ja, ich weiß auch nicht, ob es so gut ist, der Presse das direkt so offen zu sagen, aber... Die geklappt, ne? Finde den Briefkasten. Ja, Blumenstrauß. Das war schon zu weit. Finde den Briefkasten. Meine lieben Kinder, es tut mir so leid, dass ihr einige Monate lang nichts von mir gehört habt. Die Lage in London war schwierig, ich weiß. Es klingt vielleicht egoistisch und töricht, wenn ihr, meine Kinder, noch in einem Land lebt, das vom Krieg heimgesucht wird. Aber auch hier in England tobt der Krieg. Ein Krieg gegen Armut und Ungerechtigkeit. Diesen Krieg will ich trotz meines fortgeschrittenen Alters führen. Deshalb schreibe ich euch heute. Ich werde nicht nach Rumänien zurückkehren. Das bedeutet, ich sehe euch wahrscheinlich nicht wieder, bevor ich sterbe. Seid nicht traurig, meine Lieben. Ihr seid mittlerweile erwachsen und habt selbst Kinder. Ihr wisst, welche Opfer wir manchmal bringen müssen, um diese Welt zu einem besseren Ort zu machen. Und dieses muss ich nun bringen, damit ich noch ein letztes Mal nützlich fühlen kann. Ich wünsche euch ein langes und glückliches Leben. Gebt meine Enkelin einen Kuss von mir und vergesst nicht, dass euer Vater euch auch weit ab der kalten Heimat liebt. Euer euch ewig liebender Vater, Darius Petrescu.
The content of Darius' letter to his children could give me more leverage to enter.
Oh. Hinter der Kirche. Wie komme ich hinter die Kirche?
It's locked, all right.
Von der anderen Seite ernsthaft. Tong, 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 tong. Wütende Schritte nach vorne. Rückwärts. Geguckt. Tong, 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 tong. Nein. Dieser rote Balken da oben links, der stört mich schon ein bisschen.
Imprisoned by your daily routine, unable to see the true horror around you.
Jetzt ist hier eine Fliege. Was soll das denn? Oh oh. Super. Das ist auch geklärt hier. Quarantäne. Geht's dahin? Nirgends. Der Friedhof ist da hinten. Das kann mir also nicht passieren, dass ich jetzt zufällig drauf treffe. Nee, jetzt hier weg mit dir, Fliege. Was soll das? Tu einfach mal so, als würde ich ihn nicht sehen.
Some of us come to this world already touched by grace.
Okay, er ist voll im Film. Sycophant Publishing, Lavender Court, Camden Street, London. Sehr geehrter Mr. Nethercott, vielen Dank für die Übersendung Ihres Gedichtsbandes. Leidige Lieder aus der besiegten Stadt, den wir interessant und tiefgründig fanden, wie wir Ihnen schon nach Erhalt des ersten Exemplars mitteilten. Haben Sie angesichts der schrecklichen Zeiten, die unser Land durchlebt, bitte Verständnis dafür, dass es momentan völlig ausgeschlossen ist, ein Buch mit diesem Titel zu veröffentlichen. Da sie sich noch immer weigern, den Titel zu ändern und ihr Werk vollständig oder gar nicht publiziert sehen wollen, muss ich Ihnen leider mitteilen, dass sich Sycophant Publishing für letztere Option entschieden hat. Mit freundlichen Grüßen, Edgy Morris. Keine Veröffentlichung. Schade, schade. Immer noch kein Natriumhypochlorid. Kann ich das nicht irgendwie mischen? Hypochlorid. Sehr gut.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions.
Please be my guest. Although I may not be the best informant regarding this part of town, my words speak about that which the eyes cannot see.
Really? Are you an artist of some kind?
I'm a poet, sir. Richard Nethercott, at your service.
May I ask what you're doing at this hour of night, sir? Do you live here?
Not at all. I'm just enjoying the pleasure of a quiet walk. Though night talks are always preferable, if you ask me. Especially with strangers.
But are you not afraid of the epidemic?
Oh, why should I? I see some equity in the Spanish flu. No flesh should be saved, say the scriptures. Good or evil, rich or poor, all are equal in the eyes of the flu.
If you say so. But as a physician in a time of epidemic, I must caution you to avoid unnecessary exposure, sir.
Thank you, Doctor. But we both know the seeker of truth has to go boldly where the weak dare not.
Ja, genau.
Are you aware that your life could be in danger in this part of town?
But this is where I must be to feel the real beat of the city. I had to come, see it for myself, alone.
I understand your need for solitude, but it's not safe around here.
I don't care. I don't have many friends, Doctor, and my family despises me.
If some misfortune came upon you, who would be here to help you?
Well, you, for a start, my dear Doctor.
What are your thoughts on the terrible situation in this city?
Terrible, you say? No. Of course, the death of so many innocents is a tragedy. But the scourge has not been all bad for the city. Oh, no, sir.
What are you talking about?
Do you remember London before the flu? Noisy, cacophonic, quiet nowhere to be found. And now, listen to this oddly peaceful silence.
Yes. The enjoyable silence of the grave. You have a unique perspective on the situation, I must admit.
Most people fail to understand my perspective. I don't blame them. But how could I call myself a poet if I veiled my feelings?
Wow.
Tell me, Mr. Nethercott, why seek inspiration in Whitechapel?
The place is not beautiful per se, but how to explain it? Stirring and challenging.
Do you not think it a little morbid?
On the contrary, sir. Whitechapel is full of life, full of beauty. just like my dear muse, the wonderful Camellia.
What can you tell me about Camellia?
Not much, and that's the beauty of it. She can't speak, you know. She's a locked mystery who exhales kindness and sweetness.
Perhaps you're just afraid to find out the truth about your muse.
One day, perhaps, I'll ask her to come with me. But will she still be my wild flower of Whitechapel if she moves uptown?
And have you ever tried to learn more about her? Where she lives? How she survives? Whom she may know?
Maybe I prefer she remains an enigma. Reality can be so dull, don't you think?
Muss ich wohl ein bisschen kuppeln gleich.
In what way, exactly?
The struggle by gaslight, the barren smiles and the added hunger under the rain.
If you say so.
Such vibrant antagonism and vivid paradox. The stripped humanity raged across each street.
Vivid, of course, yes. And what about the poignant distress?
Oh yes, the poignant distress. You see what I mean, don't you? That's what I want to write about, and that's what Whitechapel is made of.
You don't really make a living from your scribblings, do you, Richard?
No, sir, I don't. I work so hard. I put all my time, my energy, my devotion into the precise carving of words.
Still, you don't seem to suffer from poverty.
With thanks to my parents, actually. I'm afraid I would not be able to live on my own without their help.
You seem embarrassed.
Someday I hope to proudly offer my first publication to my parents. Until that day, I'll remain the failure of a son they have to support.
Guck mal, ist erkältet. Kriegt auf jeden Fall gleich noch eine
Did you know the
Medizin?
mute florist is a member of a secret society?
No, I didn't. But I thank you for this information, sir. For it only enriches the mystery surrounding the precious Camellia.
Are you not curious? Is there not more you wish to know?
That girl has not an ounce of malice in her. Whatever she may be hiding, it's certain to be for the benefit of most, if not all.
I fear you are a hopeless romantic, Mr. Nethercott.
Guilty as charged, Dr. Reed.
Do you need medical attention, sir?
It may be wise to let you prescribe me something. I don't feel like I should.
I understand your appetite for words and macabre beauty, sir. But you should be more careful.
The nutrition of my mind is more important than my physical health. But I appreciate your concern, sir.
May I ask you a few questions about the district?
Extraordinary part of town, is it not? I'll be glad to help you, if I can.
I'm looking for Dorothy Crane, a nurse who lives in this vicinity.
Dorothy Crane. Oh, I love the name. The Crane of Whitechapel. Sounds very mysterious. But, sorry, no, never heard of her.
Wait.
What can you tell me about an old man called Darius?
Darius Petrescu? Yes, I know him. At first, I thought he was only a small publisher. I invited him to publish my work, but his reaction was pretty clear.
Not interested in your talent?
Darius is an old political activist who takes delight in printing tracts and lampoons. Those communist activities only require mediocre writing skills.
I'll leave you.
Okay.
Darius is a bit less of a mystery now. It should not be that difficult to incite him to let me in.
Das versuche ich gleich.